Today we're using an ancient ingredient to make a twist on the Negroni Bianco. This is a Beegroni, made with meat in place of vermouth, and a gin with my own twist. Believe me, it's delicious.
Hi friends of cocktails! Slovenia has a long history of beekeeping and producing high-quality honey. So in 2017, my home country proposed for May 20th to be declared World Bee Day.
On this day, Anton Janša, Slovenian pioneer of beekeeping, was born in 1734. The UN member states approved, so every year on May 20th, we highlight the importance of preserving bees and other pollinators.
So of course, I reached out to my friend, Beekeeper David. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me again. It's great to be back.
What do I have there?
Well, something I created with your help, actually. This is homemade mead, made by fermenting honey with water and yeast. It is one of the oldest alcoholic beverages ever made, but with your help, I also added some hand-picked herbs, including wormwood, and I'm really pleased with the result. The forest honey I used for this gives it a rich taste and color.
Sounds great. Let's try it.
One thing to point out is that mead isn't just honey mixed with brandy or vodka. Since this is fermented with sugars present in honey, it is sometimes called honey wine. It can be still or naturally sparkling with a second fermentation. ABV can range from 3.5% to more than 18%, and it can taste dry, semi-sweet or sweet.
It has a lovely fermented honey aroma and a beautiful color. You can taste the herbs and the bitterness of the wormwood through the honeyed sweetness. I'm really happy to be able to enjoy such a historic beverage made locally by my friend.
I'm glad I could help with the recipe, and I think that this would be a great substitution for vermouth in a honeyed Negroni.
Sounds like a great idea. One quick question before I go. You know what a beekeeper uses to style his hair? A honeycomb, of course.
Let's start. It's cocktail time. To make a Negroni, you'll need gin, sweet vermouth, which is fortified wine with wormwood, and bitter liqueur, preferably Italian. To make a Negroni Bianco, you want all the ingredients to be as colorless as possible.
So instead of the red vermouth, we'll use our delicious mead. And for the bitter liqueur, I'll use Italicus, a citrusy aromatic liqueur with a light floral spice, which balances honeyed sweetness with fruity bitterness. Perfect for this cocktail.
For gin, I'm using the Botanist, Islay Dry Gin.
The Scottish island might be most famous for its peated whiskies, but the Botanist gin is rooted in its place of birth. 22 hand-foraged Islay botanicals are added to 9 core gin aromatics to create this artisanal gin. Embossed on the bottle, you'll find Latin names of these 22 botanicals. They are sustainably collected from all over Islay between March and October by a professional forager. As a part of the distillery's sustainability strategy, they work to conserve and improve biodiversity on Islay and support other organizations, including the Bumblebee Conservation Fund.
Great choice for the bee-inspired Negroni, but I'll give this gin a little extra flavor with a technique called rapid-infused. Here's what I did yesterday.
I was inspired by the use of forest honey for the mead by David, and foraging down to create the unique taste of the Botanist. So I went to forage for some spruce tips, which is what we'll use to infuse our gin. They have a bright, almost citrusy flavor with a slight undertone of resin that works great for bitters and infusions. Try to pick from trees that are away from any roads, and never pick from just one tree or too much from one branch. The forest is full of nature's gifts, but let's make sure we keep it that way. And always make sure you know what you're foraging when you make something for yourself or others. I'll leave a link in the description with some great tips for foraging for spruce tips and their uses. I'll need around 50 grams for the infusion, but you can use these to make tea, add them to smoothies, salads, or just eat a couple of them as they are. And remember, The forest was here before all of us, so treat it with respect.
We foraged and washed our spruce tips. We have our gin, and for the rapid infusion we'll also need a cream whipper.
Rapid infusions made using a nitrous cartridge tend to extract less bitter, spicy or tannic notes as compared to traditional extraction methods that rely on heat, time or a combination of both. For cocktails, rapid infusions allow for more of the pleasant notes to shine. This is ideal for spruce tips. I'll start by first weighing, then roughly chopping 50 grams of spruce tips to get even more surface area for the extraction of their flavors. Make sure to get all the little bits into the siphon and nothing is left on the lip, so we get a good seal when we close it. Then add 200 ml or 6 3/4 ounce of the Botanist gin. While the original slow distillation of the Botanist happens at 0.2 atmospheres of pressure and takes 4 times longer than an average whiskey distillation, our rapid infusion technique will give us plenty of added flavor really fast. After releasing the nitrous cartridge, I'll time the infusion period, because even an extra 15 seconds can give a different end result. 2 minutes and 30 seconds will be the perfect spot for what we're aiming for. Then release the pressure before opening the container. You'll be able to hear bubbles as the infused spirit is forced back out from the spruce tips. Give this enough time, which means you can focus on entertaining your guest. Don't worry if you ever get less than ideal results when making your own ingredients or cocktails. As the Cuban world chess champion 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗶𝗹 once said, "You may learn much more from a game you lose than from a game you win." But I'm pretty sure we are on a good way to success here. Then it's time to filter our mixture. I'm using a double filtration, with the first one being a potato ricer, which will give me the option of squeezing out as much liquid as possible from the spruce tips. All the spruce tips you're left with can be covered with equal amount of sugar in several layers, and left out to sit for a couple of weeks to create a spruce tips 𝗖𝗹𝗻𝗄, which is a great remedy for coughs or sore throats. What we're left with after the filtration is a slightly hazy gin with a wonderful citrus and resin aroma with notes of spruce forest that will linger on the aftertaste.
This infused gin would be great for a martini, Tom Collins or a gin sour. But we are celebrating bees, so let's make the Beegroni.
This will be a stirred cocktail, so I'll start by chilling the mixing glass, while the glass we'll serve it in is already in the freezer. I've tried different combinations of the 3 ingredients, but I found a 5:3 ratio works the best. So start with 37.5 ml or 1 1/4 ounce of spruce tips infused Botanist gin. That way we'll still be able to detect the Islay botanicals with the added spruce flavors. Then add Italicus rosolio di bergamotto. Rosolio is an ancient style of Italian liqueur, typically made with local ingredients and family recipes. This is the first commercial example of a rosolio liqueur in decades. 30 ml or 1 ounce. And lastly, 22.5 ml or 3/4 ounce of David's mead. It might be hard to find a mead with added wormwood to replicate this recipe, but still try to find some delicious fermented honey wine from a local beekeeper and support their hard work. We'll stir the cocktail with plenty of ice to chill it and get the right dilution. To show off its beautiful color, I'll serve it in a low tumbler over a big clear ice cube. I've tried this before, so I'm confident in giving it a stamp of approval. To finish the cocktail, I'll first express the oils from my lemon peel, because some citrus freshness brightens up every good Negroni. But this is a Beegroni, So let's garnish our cocktail with something these pollinators love: flowers.
Beautiful. Let's try it.
As expected, citrus and floral notes from the garnish is what you'll get to the nose, appropriately reminding us what we can be thankful for on World Bee Day. As you take the first sip, the honey sweetness with bitter notes of wormwood and gentian take over, providing a respectable claim to the famous Negroni name. The Botanist gin and its 22 botanicals give the cocktail a great base, while the Italian aperitivo perfectly combines the gin and the meat. The spruce tips and meat take us from the meadow into the forest for a rich aftertaste, but the evolution of flavors gives more than you'd expect. It's the best Negroni Bianco I've ever had.
I hope this shows you how nature and its treasures can give you rich flavors for you to play with. To see another great cocktail we made with the help of David and his bees, check out the Gold Rush episode. Next week marks the 1-year anniversary of the Cocktail Time channel. We'll take a trip down memory lane and tell you some big news. Until then, cheers! Все ли сценарій спозабив за? Could help. I'm glad that... Старий. I'm glad that I could help. I'm glad I could... Покай меня, старый. I'm glad I could help.